So I have not filmed a Leetcode video in a really long time. I have been doing Leetcode and I have been studying it, but it's more I've been just trying to learn the concepts on my own, just studying on my own. I haven't done a video of me attempting to do Leetcode in a fairly long time, so I decided, okay, um, I can show you what I did right here. So I had Claude. This was an idea that I had. A couple days ago. I was like, hey, why don't I make Claude where it can give me an assessment on my skills, where it thinks my gaps are, and then from that be able to create a dynamic plan to be able to improve where it feels that my skill gaps are. So I created this and it gave me this DSA baseline assessment. I did some of them like this one and the threesome and then this linked list one. So I did those three and then I put them in. Oops, where did it go? No, this is my project. Hold up. Where is the other one? So, come on. This one. Okay. So then just put in the baseline .py, and then it can analyze how I'm doing and where I'm struggling, and trying to obviously add as many comments talking about my thoughts as I go along. So that's kind of the setup. I just started doing this a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, okay, might as well. And then I was about to start doing it right now. I was like, hey, might as well do a video of this. So we're going to be trying this one, longest substring without repeating characters. So let's just go to Leetcode and do that. So longest substring without, hopefully it will. All right, here we go. Let's see if it, okay. So now let me get myself out of here. Hold on. Reset. And go! Alright. So, here we are. Longest substring without repeating characters. Given a string S, find the length of the longest substring, okay, without duplicate characters. Okay, so I guess the first thing that I'm thinking of is the input type is string, is some type of string, and we are looking for substring. So within that string, we're looking for something within it, right? And what are we trying to do? We're trying to maximize a section within that string. Okay, fine. And what is the qualification? Like, what is conformity mean? Means like nothing in there is duplicate. So no duplicates. Now, what is something that helps you with duplicates? Okay, well, what's a data structure that allows you to see in O of one time, hey, do you exist? Well, that's a set. So I'm already thinking that I'm going to be putting or doing something with a set. It's not asking me how many items exist. That would be a dictionary, because then we would want to have the key, which is the item that we're looking for, and then the value, which is the frequency. But it doesn't care about that. It just wants without duplicate characters. Although, hold on a second. I'm just realizing, what if we have a string and there's like multiple characters? Like, let's say we have something like this. Although I don't know if the timing, because it wants me to time it, but then I'm doing a YouTube video, so it's more, I'm trying to explain it as well. So I don't know if the timer is very accurate in here. But if I have a string that's like AAA, BCDE, right? If I do A, and then I'm going to come here and then say like, okay, well, AA, oh, that violates my rule. But then I'm going to kick this A off, right? So now I'm going to have, ooh, that is not very, let's see, like this. like that. So now I have A, and I just kicked one off, and now I'm saying, oh, great, I got rid of that A, I'm going to take it out of my set. No, because there's already an A right there. So maybe I do care about the frequency. I'm haven't decided about that yet. Okay, so let me think about this. If I'm trying to find my window, obviously it's going to be something in this kind of like motion, right? And so what is the stopping condition? It's going to be when my right pointer hits the end of the list. So let's just kind of get that. So left equals 0, right is equal to length s, and then I'll capture length of s. Length s is equal to length of s. Okay, cool. So now I can do while, no, that's not right. Sorry. No, this is going to be while right is less than length of s, like this. And then this one, right, is also going to be 0. So I can simplify this a little bit. I can go left equals right equals 0. Okay. And now what I'm thinking is I haven't decided if it's going to be a set or a dictionary, so I'm going to call it checker. Okay, checker is going to be equal to a set, and maybe we change it. All right. So now the next thing is one of the things that I would always get like caught up on with these questions is off by 1 errors. So our question is, do we make this equal or not equal, right? And the answer to that is, what does this return? This returns the number of elements. But what is right? Right is an index, and index is 1 less than the number of elements. So we don't want that equal. So now we are within the bounds of the array, and it's going to stop immediately once it gets out. Okay. So the other thing that we want to do is, what do we actually want to return, right? We want to return the maximum. So result is equal to, or no, just return result. Return result, and now we need result. So result is equal to 0 as of right now, because it's the like valid window, right? So now within this, I need to come in here and I need to check, are you valid, right? So check if valid window. Do I actually want to do maybe like a for loop? Because what I'm thinking is, instead of doing a while loop, I'm going to do a for loop and just always have my left move over, no, my right move over by 1. And then my left is going to stay still until it's ready, until it needs to kick off those invalid ones, right? Okay, so I don't want this anymore. Okay, so I'm going to come here, and so for left in, I'll just call it L, because I already have left there. We'll figure that out later. So for L in range length of S, right? Okay, and then so I want to break. No, it's not going to be left, because left is the one kicking off the invalid ones. So actually, I want this to be right, okay? And now I want to do two things. I want to say kick out invalid elements from the left. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So while, and then I'm just gonna say invalid condition, whatever that is for right now. While that, then what do I want to do? I want to go left plus equals 1. So I'm kicking that off. Okay. And now, is there ever a time that we're going to cross and have left go over? And the answer should be no, because if our invalid condition is ever not met, then, right, like what's the worst case scenario? Is that they're here and there's nothing in our set and it shouldn't be invalid, right? So there shouldn't be a case where they ever cross. But then we'll have to come here and actually yeah, I think I need something with the actual, I think I would need a dictionary. So fine. Nope. There we are. So I'm going to say if let's see, what is, so I want to check the key of the string. So checker okay, let's come here and let's do checker indexed at what? This this new character that we are adding. Okay, so that is going to, we're going to come and add that to our checker. So checker because I need to guard against because I could use like a default dictionary, but one of the things that I'm trying to do is make sure that I just have a set of standard things that I use in these problems, because when I'm trying to do it for real, I'm not going to be able to Google, oh, okay, default dictionary, what are all of the methods available to me? But then a normal dictionary, oh, that has slightly other things that are available to me, right? Like you need to just have it memorized in your head. So I'm trying to make sure that I do the minimum number of base components and understand all of their methods, and that way I don't get crisscrossed with, oh, default dictionary or dictionary. Wait, which one had what, right? So obviously a default dictionary, it would just start as an integer meaning, or yeah, because you would put in the type, right? So the value would be int and it would default to 0, but we're not going to do that. So we need to check, right? So if checker of S indexed at R, okay, not in checker, okay. So I actually want just the string or the character. So if that character is not in checker, okay, then what do I want to do? I want to checker indexed at s of r is equal to 1. Otherwise, checker indexed at s of r is plus equals 1. Now, so this should only have the case where it's either 0, like it doesn't exist in our dictionary, it's 1, or it's 2. Those should be the only 3 valid items. So, okay, I'm going to say to add a character, or to add right to our window, we can do so. Right now what I'm doing is just explaining kind of my thought process, and that way Claude is able to analyze like what I'm thinking. That way we can do so by adding that character to our dictionary. Okay. I think that the only valid cases would be that the key, the character, does not exist in our dictionary. It has it, or it does exist and it has a, let's see, of either 1 or 2, but it would never be 3 because we're going to clean up, because we will clean up our window below. Okay, so now we're going to do this. So we want to kick off left, right? So while, okay, let's change this a little bit. So while s of left in checker and checker of this, okay, is no, I don't think it's left, because I only care about the right. I only care about the one that I just added. So I'm going to comment this out and then do the correct one below. But I'm going to say this is incorrect because I only care about checking the validity of the element that I just added to my window, okay, which is at right. Okay, so if this right is in my dictionary, okay, and it has a value which is greater than 1, then what do? Then we need to kick it out. We need to kick it, or we need to kick out all of the left ones until we meet this condition. So what I'm going to do is before I do this, I am going to now kick out the leftmost element in my window. Okay, I will need to check if, let me get a sip of water. I will need to check if I need to check kind of lost my place. Hold up a second. So I'm trying to kick the leftmost element out of my window. I need to check if that leftmost element exists in my dictionary, although it should always, right? Check if that leftmost element exists in my, right? And then I'm going to say on second thought, it should always exist, because if it is in our window, then it must be in our dictionary. In our dictionary. Okay. But I will need to check if by taking this out, I am removing the key, which, now that I think about it, should always be the case, except for the time, or for the specific invalid character which write just introduced to our window. Okay, so let's kick it out. So I'm gonna say if checker indexed at, and I can guarantee that it's already in there because it's in our window, and so it must be in there. So if this is the case, left, right, and we have not incremented it yet. So if this is greater than 1, then what we do, because it can only be 2 at that point, checker at s of left minus equals 1. So this should always be equal to 1. So I'm actually going to change that a little bit. Go like this, and instead of saying like minus equals 1, I'm going to do this. This will force me to test my theory above that it will always be 1. Okay, there we go. Else, this is the case that it is not the right mode, or it is the one which the right just introduced into our window, which makes it invalid. Okay. And then in this case, I not only want to set the key or the value to 0, I actually want to remove the key itself. Okay, so ooh, how do you do that? What is the method on checker? Because if I do checker of s of left equals 0, that's just setting it to 0. I don't want to do that. I want to remove that key entirely. I'm just going to put this. I don't quite know the way to remove the key entirely. Can I do checker dot remove? I don't know if this is the case. Because I don't need to do this, right? Like, I don't need to do this one. I just need to remove this. And then I'm going to do this because it's going to confuse Claude. It's going to think, oh, you were thinking that you needed to set it to 0 when that's not what I was thinking. But I just don't know how to do that, but I captured that sentiment with this comment. So okay, I don't know if a dictionary has this remove method on it, but let's assume that it does, and it removes the key. Okay, now what I can do is I move left over by 1. Okay, I move left over by 1. Now I also need to try to figure out, okay, now I have a valid window. How long is this window? Okay, so make sure my indentation is correct. At this point, I now have a valid window. So I should be able to take the length, and update my maximum. Update my max value, right? Value. Okay, so result is going to be equal to max of either the current result or left. Okay, so right minus left. Okay, now let's think about this. If they're at the same thing, what is that? That means there's one element in our set, right? Or dictionary. Now that I say that out loud, I'm thinking, hold up a second. We didn't really do that. Like, we didn't introduce the first. And then does that mean that that we actually can cross them? No, because then there would only be one, and that's okay. Okay. So left and right. Okay, so if we're here, their distance is 0, but actually there's one element in there, right? So we want the +1 right there. But that makes me now want to come up here. Okay, so right is going to go at 0, correct? And we're going to add it into our set. Oh, actually, I think it works. Yeah, I think it does work. That's fine. Okay, and then result, this is declared up here and within the scope. Okay, and the reason that I point that out is because I always get dinged in Python with scope of, particularly when I'm doing like recursion and I'm doing nested like functions and I'm trying to update a max, but Python deals with variables in different ways based off if they're mutable or immutable. And so an int obviously is an immutable data type. But then if you have the arrays or whatever, not strings though, strings are immutable. But if you have an object, for example, then that is mutable. So it's slightly different. Okay. Is that what we're up to? Are we done? I'm gonna press this, pause it, okay? Because I think that we might be done. Now, one of the things that I am very bad at, like doing, I always go! And I don't take the time to actually like go through the algorithm and actually do the dry run. I always skip that dry run portion because I'm always like, oh, I think I got the answer. Go! Okay, let's come here and let's do it, right? Let's do it. Okay. Paste you. All right, so as of right now, we're like this. Now, checker is going, okay, so come here and checker is going to be a dictionary with nothing in it. Okay. And I don't need write anymore. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to say, okay, we're going to move you over by 1. Okay. And then we are going to come in here and we're going to say, is it in checker already? No, it's not in checker already. Well, let's add it. Okay, great. Let's add it. So we're going to say A is 1. Okay, great. So come here. And say it's not in there, so we're going to add it. We're going to say A plus 1. Okay. Or A is equal to 1. That makes sense. Now, I'm going to come here and in checker, yeah. And is it greater than 1? No, so we don't run it. We don't run any of that. We don't care. Then we come here and we say result is 0. And now we're going to say right minus left. And then plus 1. So what is R right now? It's 0. And left is also 0 because we're at the same index. So 0 minus 0 plus 1 is 1, and we have one element. That makes sense. That's what we want. Okay? And then, so we're going to store 1 in result. Okay, cool. Now we're going to come back up here, and we're going to go to the next one. So now we go to B. All right, so now is B in checker? No, it's not. So we set B to 1. All right, so let's do that. B is equal to 1. Okay, cool. Now we come here. Is this in checker? Yes, it is. Although, actually, it's always going to be in checker because I just added it. But, okay. Okay, now this one, is it greater than 1? No, it's not, so we don't care. And then we update it, and let's just make sure that that's correct. So where is it now? It's going to be at 1, so 1 minus 0 is 1, and then plus 1 is 2, and there's 2 elements in our set. It's a dictionary, but I'm calling it a set just because. Which is correct. We have 2 elements. That's what we want. Okay, cool. Now, we already know that it's going to work for C. Okay. So now we're going to come here and we have A. This is where it gets interesting. Okay. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to say this does not hit. This does. And now I'm going to say this A is now equal to 2. Okay. So then I'm going to come here and say, yeah, it's greater than 1. So we come here and so is checker of left greater than 1? Yes, it is, right? So then we set it to be 1. We set it to be 1. Okay. And then we move left over by 1. Like that, okay. And then we're going to say, is this still the case? No, because now it's equal to 1. So we come here and do that. So I think it's okay. I'm going to press submit. I don't know about this one. I don't think that this one is going to work, but main thing is, are we getting the correct kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let's see, does it, and it doesn't give us any, okay. Good. So let me just come here and I'm going to type, all right, so baseline assessment, and now I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, like, say June, yeah, that's what I want actually, June 25th. And then I'm just going to paste that in there. Okay. And then I can come here. No. This one? Yeah. I want to say how to remove key in Python array. Okay. Pop del. Okay. Pop. Use pop. Interesting. Okay. So pop age and then none. No, that's actually not what I want. Del. Okay, so del is what I'm looking for. Let's come back to Leetcode. Instead of this, let's index on it, right? And let's do del. Okay. Let's see. Hey, got it. Okay. So now I'm gonna say, come here and then now normally I don't change this once I do an attempt, but because this was just like a very like I just forgot something, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna come here and I'm going to set just I'm going to say this was my or actually what I can do, because I don't want to change this. I really don't want to change this. Okay. Come here and then say, I then looked up the way to remove a key and I changed the line to del and then checker indexed at s of left, and that solution passed. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm doing it, and then I'll go back to Claude and essentially just say like, hey, I have new information, and then it will go and update my document. I have it here, like DSA roadmaps, and as of right now, like, so it gave me this list of problems, but I haven't gone through all of them because, as I said, like I just started doing it like yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it is. But so I haven't gone through all of them. Once I go through all of them, so now I've done, let's see, this one, I've done this one, I've done this one, and I've done this one. So I still have 3 more to go. But then I'll have it go, and it has been updating this, but once I get all of them, I'll have it update a more comprehensive roadmap plan for me to be able to move forward with what concepts it feels that I'm missing, and then I will continue to iteratively improve on that. So yeah, that's kind of the method that I'm doing, and I'll try to do more videos while I am doing the Leetcode stuff, because I used to do a lot of Leetcode videos, and I've just gotten a little bit out of the habit for a little while, but I'm going to try to get back into it. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah, thanks for watching. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and have a wonderful day.